Okay, so it looks like we are recording. Fantastic. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for jumping on the call tonight. 90-day run part 2. We initially had just one call, but now we're going for 2 because, we just had so much information that we need to share with everyone and new ideas and strategies. So as I said, if you're watching this right now and you haven't watched part 1, you need to stop this call and go watch 90-day run 1 of 2. It's on my YouTube channel, Oliver Grimley. You can go to the YouTube channel, watch the first call, because that will help you put this in context. If you haven't watched the first call, there's a method to my madness. You're not going to get what's going on over here. So let's get started. Have a pen and paper ready. Eliminate any distractions. So pros use the tools. On the last call, I spoke about the invite. I gave you guys a script of exactly what you can say to people to build this business, how to invite people, when you're sitting with someone new, how to invite them to an opportunity. But events build big businesses, right? We've all heard that. And there's 3 skills that pay in network marketing, namely recruiting is the highest paying skill. Promoting and training are the other 2, but none pay more than recruiting. If you can master the invitation, if you can master recruiting, you're going to be a good network marketer. You're going to succeed in network marketing. Other than that, you got to learn how to sponsor and not just recruit. And I'm going to teach you tonight a very simple strategy, which I'm using. Again, make sure you listen to your upline. They're the best people. They have your vested financial interest at heart. So if you're not in Team South Africa and you're listening to this call, you have a different team, make sure you find out what your team's doing and stick to that. However, take what I teach here tonight and hopefully you can apply something to you. But this is by all means just our training method. It's something that we're going for this year. It's by no means the only way, but it's a fantastic way in my opinion. So events build big businesses, right? And we're going to be doing a series of events. And I'm going to be teaching you about the most simple events you can do, which anyone can do. You don't have to wait for these company events. You don't have to wait for Amsterdam. You don't have to wait for 2 weeks for an event in your city. You can start doing events in your living room. That's the best place to build your business. Home meetings. That is an event. Teresa Gregory, she's had months where she's earned $500,000 in a month. She said she built her business with home meetings. Paula Pritchard, one of my diamond uplines, she did home meetings. Sometimes she did home meetings every single day of the week. Some days she did multiple home meetings in one day. Home meetings are going to be the focus and what I'm going to teach you how you're going to strategize around building your business tonight, right? Live webinars. So tomorrow, 4 Jan, as you can see on the screen, we are launching a new webinar. I'm going to be presenting at 8 p.m. GMT +2. So just check your time zone and we're going to stream that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings, right? Mondays is a webinar that's automatically streamed in South Africa by JFire. I don't know what webinar is streamed for you guys if you're in other countries, but Monday night, you'll have to either send the recording or you'll have to find out if you can get the link from me for the JFire call on Monday nights. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we will stream this webinar that goes live tomorrow night, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, my advice to you is take the recording. It's going to be on YouTube anyway. Take the recording link and send it to people that you speak to on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And say to them, listen, just watch this YouTube video before we chat on Monday. Or watch this YouTube video Friday, we'll chat on Saturday. But Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're not going to stream them live. So we're streaming them live 4 days a week. Live webinars statistically have been proven after live events, right, to be one of the most effective tools for recruiting. So my question to you is, how many people do you want to put on webinars every night? When I was launching my business last year, this time, I was having 10, 20 people on webinar night. That would mean 50, 60 confirmations because only a third of them usually pitch on the webinar. That's somebody who's working full-time though. If you're working part-time, if you can just get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people on those webinars every week, imagine 5 a day. 5 Monday, 5 Tuesday, 5 Wednesday, 5 Thursday. That's 20 people a week that are exposed to the full Jeunesse opportunity presentation. I guarantee you, even a dodo would get 2 of those people into their business, right? So 10% is a very, very conservative ratio to work with. So I say to yourself, whatever you get on the webinars, minimum 10% you should be signing up with your follow-up calls over the course of the next few days after they've seen the webinars. So these webinars are here for you guys. I'm doing the work. I'm going to stream it live tomorrow night. Get as many people on tomorrow night as you can. This is specifically for people that are not distributors. It's for people that are looking for the opportunity. It's for people that you're talking to, that you plan on getting involved in the business, whether it's the product, whether it's the business opportunity. It's an opportunity webinar. So it will be the same webinar on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but it doesn't matter because it's not for you as a distributor. It's for new people that have never seen the opportunity. So the invitation is key to success. Guys, that is the most important skill within recruiting. When you invite people to see your opportunity, the words you use are crucial. And people that are new in network marketing, they don't understand what to say. You know, they don't know what to say to people. And that's the biggest challenge. Now, if you go back to the first webinar, there's a section, one of the slides where I share what to say on the phone, exactly what to say. Go back to that, play it, write that down yourself and print that, because that's the script you need when you're sitting down on a daily basis and you're going to be making these calls, right? And I'm going to be speaking about how when you enroll new people, these new people you enroll, they don't know what to say. And most of us are giving them the GoPro book, which is fantastic. Or we're sending them on to GoMentum if you're in GPG. Or we're getting them on the game plan booklet, which comes with the JKit, which is great. And then we're just saying, go and do it yourself. Now teach yourself. Guys, that will only get you 10% hit rate. If you want to increase it to 90%, you've got to take the time to do a launch with your new sign up. And that is what I'm going to talk about today. Exactly how to go from 10 to 90% stick rate. In other words, imagine you sponsored 20 people in these next 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. Let's just say you sponsored 40 over the course of these next 90 days. Only 10%, in other words, 4 of those 40 would stick around if you didn't get them started right. But imagine 35 plus were sticking around because you got them started right. You helped them to get to exec in the first 7 days. That is the secret. How you do that is the art. I'm going to share that tonight. Okay, 3-way calls. That's another fantastic way. You got to be up. You got to find out who in your upline is a sapphire, who in your upline is already successful at inviting and recruiting and knows how to get people in this business. If you can't do it, you need someone who can help you to do that you can get on 3-way calls with. And they are your upline. If they're not your upline, your upline's quit, go upline to them. Go 2 lines up, 3 lines up. You know, my upline isn't working the business at all. I've got 0 spillover. I've got to build both sides, you know. But I went upline and I found out Paula Pichard is my 3rd level up. So I'm working with Paula. But my direct upline does nothing. But I'm not going to cry about it. I'm going to build my own business, right? Videos and the website. So when you're speaking to people, guys, and they ask you for information, you're gonna hear people during this 90-day run say, tell me about it. What is it? Do not explain what it is. Write that down. Just don't ever get caught up on explaining this business, ever. The pros don't have time. They're too busy. In other words, listen, I would love to tell you about it. This is a great script if you want to write this down. Just say to people, listen, I would love to tell you more about it, but I have a video or I have a website or I have a link, a short link that if you watched would do a much better job than I could. So if I sent you that link, when could you look at it as soon as possible? Schedule a follow-up call. Those tools are what the pros use, you know, and Janess gives us amazing tools, guys. J Mobile. You know, J Mobile has tons of videos on all the products. The 6 amazing years with Janess on YouTube. Brilliant video. That's always the first video I send to people when I speak to them. You know, that's the ageless video, a video on the serum, you know, where it comes from with Dr. Nathan Newman, and just send them a couple videos. You don't want to overwhelm people, you know, and get them on that webinar. Get them on that webinar Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday night, because that is going to help you to really, really get people into your business. So get your upline to teach you the invitation. Guys, when you enroll someone, this is what we're going to do. So I advise you, let's say you speak to them on Monday, you follow up on Tuesday, you send them the webinar, they watch the webinar Tuesday night. Wednesday, you follow up again. You get them involved in the business by asking them on the phone on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being ready to join, where you, and they say to you, I'm ready. You help them get signed up, okay? And you meet with that person if you can in person, if they're in your area. If they're not, then you do it on Skype. Skype is brilliant. Video call, you just get on Skype with that person and you make sure that they understand the game plan, which comes in the J kit, right? I'm gonna make a YouTube video on that for all of you, but you can find it on YouTube already. Just type in 90-day run game, Jeunesse game plan, Calvin Becerra. It's brilliant. It's 30 minutes long and he explains the game plan, runs through it step by step so you don't have to waste your time doing that. Then the video does it for you and all you do is clarify any gray spots for that new sign up, right? And here's the key. In the game plan, it's going to ask you for your 10 best contacts and then it's going to have another section underneath there with another 10 contacts. So it's overall 20 contacts. We don't need 200 people, a list of 200 people, a list of 1,000 people to start someone's business. We only need them to get 2 people to go exec. That's the goal. The goal in the first 7 days and ideally in the first 48 hours is to get this person to executive. That is crucial. That will take your stick ratio from 10 to 90%. That person will stick around in Jeunesse much more likely if you help them to go exec than if you just leave them to try to do it on their own, right? So what you do is you literally sit down with this person or you're on Skype and you as the upline, and here's what I'm going to suggest. You phone the first few people for them. And, you know, that script is in the first call, the 90-day run part 1. The script is there. And literally, I'll just quickly summarize it for those that forgot. Let's just say it's Jason that's just joined Jeunesse. I will sit down with Jason at a coffee bar or at my house or at his house. And I'll say, Jason, you've been through the game plan video. You understand it. Give me your 20 people that you think are the best for this business. And what I do is I phone the first person and let's just say it's John. And I say, hi, John, it's Oliver here. I don't have a long time to chat. I'm sitting with your buddy, Jason. You know, Jason's very excited. He's just joined an incredible company or business that we're launching together. He told me that you are a very open-minded person that's open to new opportunity. We're doing a launch for him this Saturday. This is the address. This is the time. Can you make it? We only have a certain amount of spots available. We can put you on the guest list. I guarantee you, if you do 5, 6, 7 calls like that for Jason, you're going to start getting yeses. And then what you do is you say, Jason, you've seen me make 5 calls. You've seen me make 6, 7 calls. You do the next 5 calls. And that way you are teaching him exactly how to do this. And he gets 4 or 5 yeses. And all of a sudden, guess what? The fear of the phone is overcome. He sees how easy this is. He goes, wow, that was easier than I thought it would be. I've got 4 people that said yes. Between me and you, we've got 8 people coming to your launch this Saturday in 3-4 days' time. How awesome is that, guys? That's how you're going to do this. That's how we're going to launch 2017. We are going to introduce home meetings. You want people doing meetings all over the country, all over the world, right? And you do that. And then you literally going to actually rock up at the first home meeting for your downline member. So you are going to be at that meeting and you're going to be there to support him, to show him by doing. Remember, the best way to teach is to lead by example, is to actually do what it is that you want them to do. And by them seeing you doing it, they are going to learn instead of just saying, hey, go do it on yourself, right? And there is a promotion. I don't know if it's running anywhere else in South Africa, guys. There's a promotion now where every executive you get that signs up on a basic pack, for every time they go exec, you make $50 and so do they. How amazing is that? And if they buy a Supreme pack or higher and you help them to get an executive at that home meeting, they get $100 bonus and you get 100. And that's for every executive. Imagine if they got 6, 7 executives. This is huge, huge money. If you really implement the strategy right, you can make a lot of money in January, right? So the home meetings, I advise doing a minimum 2 a week. If you can do more, that's fine. That gives you 3 days between home meetings to phone and get people to the home meeting. And I'm just going to give you a very cool sort of metaphor so I can explain how easy this is. Has anyone on this call, type in the chat box or look on the screen and smile? Has any of you on this call ever invited people to a braai or a barbecue? How easy is it? Is it easy? Just say yes or no. Have you phoned people before and said, hey, I'm having a barbecue this Saturday. It's at 10 o'clock. Can you make it? Please tell me yes. Okay, cool, Gerald. So Gerald says yeah. So how easy is that? How easy is it to phone people and invite them to a barbecue? The same thing. You phoning people and all you're doing is saying, listen, we're going to have a wine and wrinkle evening. Call it a wine and wrinkle evening. Call it a look 10 years younger in 2 minutes event. Call it whatever you want. And just say to them, don't lie to them. Don't tell them you're having a braai and then pitch them with a business opportunity. That won't be a good idea. But what you do is you say, listen, Joe, I'm going to be upfront. I'm having a few drinks and snacks at my house. And I'm also going to be sharing an incredible opportunity, which could be the way for you to earn some extra income this month, or maybe get that car you've always wanted, or, spend more time with your family, whatever it is, about your friend. Say to them, I can put you on the guest list. Will you be able to make it? And you can bring a friend with you too. And I guarantee you're going to get people show up at your house. It's that easy. So get distributor at that first home meeting to introduce the upline. So this is what you do. So I go to Jason's first home meeting. Jason introduces me as his sponsor to his guests at that home meeting. Some of those guests might already know who I am because they spoke to me on the phone, but some of those guests do not know who I am because Jason called the other 5, 6, or 7. Jason says, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. He shares a little bit about me and my background, what I've done, gives me some credibility. I come up, I go up there, and this is what I advise. Stream the 6 Amazing Years with Janess video, or the Secret to Janess video, not too long. That's a nice short 3 or 4 minute video. Then you tell them that's a little bit about what the company's achieved in 6-7 years. Now you go into the products. You play the Instantly Ageless live video, the live demo. It'll wow them, and then explain that the permanent result is the serum, and play the Dr. Nathan Newman video where he explains the serum and how it works. And then do a demo on everyone, and I, as the upline, will close, and I will literally tell everyone, thank you for coming. We're launching Jason's business. More information on how it actually works, we can get into detail with you. But if you were interested in this and you think this is something you would like to get involved in from a business side, we can chat to you now, and we can show you the packs, and we can help you to get enrolled, and you can get all the products at wholesale. For those of you who aren't interested in the business, guess what? You can buy some product and just sell the Instantly Ageless. Have a little product display table, because you will sell Ageless, trust me. And then what you do, let's say Jason downline had 6 guests. Jason had 6 guests at that first home meeting. Okay. So Jason had 6 or 7 guests at that first home meeting. Let's say one was Cheryl. So now Cheryl is my second line, Jason's first line, because Jason now just sponsored Cheryl. So Jason now has got his first distributor. He's almost executive. He's ecstatic. He's seen money in the bank. He's like, wow, this works. I now say to Cheryl, I'm going to help you and Jason, and I'm going to help you to do a launch for your business. And we can do it at my house or your house. What works best for you? And I'm literally going to invite Cheryl to do the same thing. I'm going to say to Jason, I want you to sit down with Cheryl. I want you to do calls with Cheryl, just like I did with you. I want you to phone her first 4 or 5 and invite them to the house. And then I want you to get Cheryl to phone 4 or 5 and invite them. And we're going to meet Saturday in 5 days' time, again, at this house. And I'm going to be there. And this time you get Cheryl to introduce Jason. Jason now actually does the presentation because Jason's seen you do it. So now Jason goes and he plays the Janess 6 Amazing Years. He plays the Ageless. He plays the serum. And I, as the upline, come up and I close, right? Because that might be a skill that Jason yet hasn't developed. But now Jason's seen the whole home meeting done twice. Do you think Jason's pretty proficient now? I think he's pretty good. I think he's got it. And now what you do is you say to Jason, cool. Now, Jason, I want you to go to Cheryl's, first line, which is my third line, Jason's second line. And I'm not going to be there this time. I think you've got it. And if you don't think they have it, maybe you could go up and meet them for their third line, fourth line, whatever you have to do until you find somebody who's really good that can duplicate you, that can replace you. And then you're going to have really succeeded in that line of sponsorship. And then you do that with more and more and more people that you bring into the business, guys. And think about it. How amazing is this? You could have a home meeting from 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. You could do 6 home meetings a day. You could have 5, 6 people come for each of your new signups a week. Think about how many executives you could break. It's unbelievable. So my strategy personally, some people do home meetings on a weekday, you know, in the evening, say Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. And then a Sunday I find is really good. Say Sunday, it's a very chill day. People can come by and have a couple drinks and you do a home meeting. I'm doing my home meetings Saturday and Sunday, back to back on weekends, Monday through Friday. I'm hitting the phone. I'm doing my 40 calls a day. And that way I know that if I spend the whole day on the phone, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm going to have a ton of people at my house on Saturday and Sunday. And that's exactly what I recommend you guys do. Just obviously do your home meetings when it suits you and it's most convenient for you. Cool. So must do a home meeting to launch new distributors businesses, okay, in the first week, live or online. So if your downline is in another country, all you do is you just say to them, bring me on Skype. Bring me on Skype. Plug your laptop into the computer. You introduce the guests. You give them some drinks. You sit them down in the lounge. And all you do is you turn on that Zoom meeting. You share the screen and you let me take it away, baby. Done. And literally all you do is stream the content through your computer onto their TV. They watch you, they listen to you, they learn. It's the exact same thing. You're just not there physically, but they're seeing the whole presentation on the TV as if you were there. So you can do this anywhere in the world. Use technology, use Skype, right? So you got 21 days. Paula calls it 21 days to detonation before somebody joins. If they don't get somebody in their first 21 days, they're out, gone. So 21 days is their lifespan. So what I advise is that you get people to exec within the first 7 days, no less. If you can get them in with the first 7, it's going to be so much easier because after 7 days, their motivation starts going really downhill and it's a lot harder to convince them to actually do this business, right? And as I said, if you can get them to executive within those first 7 days, do a launch for them. Do a launch for them, whether it's online, whether it's at their house or your house. That will increase the stick rate from 10 to 90%, guys. This is how you work smart. Imagine you went and you sponsored all these 60 people over these next 90 days, and in a year's time, you only had 2 or 3 people to show for it. That is hard work and that's time that's wasted. But if you put in time and then you help them to get started, guys, you're going to have a lot more people hanging around in your business in the next 6 to 12 months, and you're going to have a great income, right? So work with those who want it. Let's say you sponsor 3. One of those 3 is probably going to actually want to do the home meeting and it's going to answer the phones and it's going to be serious. The other 2 are going to be a joke. That's fine. Don't worry about them. Work with the ones who want it. And I've written here and read for you the 3 keys to people that are the ones you want to work with. They call you. They show up to meetings. They show up when you say, let's do the home meeting. They're there. They get there on time. They're coachable. That's the most important thing. Are these people willing to learn? Are they on the webinar tonight? How many people in your team are on this call tonight? Those are the people you need to work with. Those are the people who are serious, that are saying to you, look, I'm here. I'm ready to run. I'm on the call. I'm giving up 2 hours or an hour of my evening, you know, on a Tuesday evening when I could be doing something else, but I'm on this call. That shows you that's somebody that you want to work with. Work with those people, right? So this is my tracker. I just literally put this up on the wall today. I've got a whiteboard. You can do whatever you want. So just to explain this very simply, this is to track my first month. These are all the people I'm going to sponsor. And yes, you're going to see a photo of this thing full. So that's an example. Let's just say the first person you sponsor in January, his name's Adrian. You do a home meeting for Adrian. After that home meeting, you write down the number of people sponsored. Your goal is to get all of those 10 or maybe 20. I'm going for 23, but my goal is 20. If I hit 23, fantastic. But in my first month, if I can get 20 people in and help all 20 go exec, you know, that's a huge goal. Not everyone's going to want to hit that type of target. You might want to do 5, 10. If you're going part-time, I would say go for 10. You know, full-time, you could easily get to 20. And the time there is the days that go by. So let's say Adrian joins on Monday. It's already Thursday. I'm going to write down 4. It's already been 4 out of 21 days that have passed. Now I know exactly Adrian's only got 17 days life left before he's red, before he's nutted, before he's quit. That was a waste of my time if I can't get that guy to exec within that 21-day budget. And every single day, you just drop the budget. Budget goes down from 21 to 20 to 19 to 18 to 17 to 16. If you get them a sponsor, add 7 days to the budget. Add 7 days to the budget if you get them a sponsor. So let's just say the time is 10 for Adrian. That means the budget's left 11. Now you get him 2 people. So 11 plus 14 would be, I don't know, 20 something. So you would be back over 21. So now you know, cool, I've helped Adrian. Adrian's got a little bit of life in him. Who else can I help? And you use this tracker to get your people exec within the first month. So this is just for Jan 5th to Jan 31st. And as you can see in the top right-hand corner, I'm tracking how many days of the 90-day run I'm going through as well. Okay, so you can use any system you want. I developed this. It's very simple. I really think if a kid can't understand it, you shouldn't be using it. So here are some keys to success. Some keys to success. Read your why that makes you cry every morning. So every morning when you wake up, before you check your phone, your WhatsApp, before you get involved with the kids, before you go crazy, put some time aside to, meditate, listen to some inspirational music, read your why, get focused, right? Consistency always wins the race. What does that mean? If you guys, remember I spoke about your number on the last call. I said, if your number's 4, your number might be 10, my number's 40 a day. Some of your numbers might be 20 a day. I don't know how much time you have a day, but I told you if you have an hour a day, you should be making between 10 and 20 calls in an hour easily, because you shouldn't be on the phone longer than 3 minutes, right? So you need to commit to a number. And when you commit to that number needs to be done every single day. There is no excuses. You do not have one day other than if you want to take off Sunday. I understand everyone has different faiths and way they live their life. It's up to you. But 6 days a week, 5 days a week, whatever your commitment is, minimum 5 days a week is my advice. Put in that number and do not put the phone down until you hit that number. If you hit that number and you just keep doing that every day, I guarantee you on the side, you will find your dream. That is my guarantee to you. But you have to stay consistent. That's as simple as it is. Consistency wins the race, right? At least 10 people in your pipeline per week. What does that mean? That you've had 10 people that you've spoken to minimum that week that have all said yes to either watching a webinar, to looking at a video that you've sent them, to having a 3-way call with your upline, to coming to a meeting and scheduling a follow-up call. That would be 10 people in the pipeline. I'm going for 200 a week in the pipeline. Again, that's crazy. That is not for somebody normal, but I'm working full time. If you're working part-time, I would say, that's 20 people a day. If you work 5 days a week, you can get 100 people into the pipeline. You might ask me, where do I get these people? Guys, you need to have your list prepared before this 90-day run starts of at least 200-300 people that you can just start smashing out and phoning, right? And if you don't know how to make your list, there's a memory jogger, which is fantastic. We can share it on the 90-day run group. GoPro by Eric Worre. There's a section in there where he talks in that book about how to create your list. Just write down people's names and just ask this question. Write this down. Ask this question. Who do I know that this person knows? So if I write down John, who do I know that John knows? Oh, well, I remember John knows Mary. Now ask yourself, who do I know that Mary knows? Oh, well, Mary knows Susan. Who do I know that Susan knows? I don't know anyone that Susan knows. Go back to Mary. Do I know anyone else that Mary knows? Oh, actually, Mary knows Jay. Who do I know that Jay knows? Guys, I promise you, through the law of conformity, you're going to get so many people, that you have on that list. Tons of people. And if you use the memory jogger as well, you're going to have a huge amount of people. Go to networking events. Use Facebook. Chat to people on Facebook. Go out. Use the Bo Short script. If you haven't watched that video on YouTube, it's brilliant. YouTube Bo Short 2 one-liners. And he teaches you how to go up to random people you've never met and literally get their contact details straight away. And the pros add 3 to their list minimum every day. These self-development seminars are fantastic. Just don't get sucked into buying anything, because you might spend $20,000, $30,000. You don't need that stuff. You're focusing on Jeunesse now. This is your focus. You go there to network. Don't go there at 8 in the morning and leave at 5 p.m. Go there at 11 a.m. for lunch when everyone comes out of the room, and you can just get 10 or 20 business cards. And then you leave and you can come back again at the end of the event and get another 10 or 20. I used to get 40, 50 cards a week like this, guys. This is how I built up a database of over 10,000 people. And it's all because all I did is just go out and continuously meet people and ask them for their contact information. Guys, if you're in network marketing, you have to network. You know, that's the nature of the beast. So make sure every single time you meet somebody, just ask them, hey, do you mind if I get your business card and we can catch up sometime and we can chat? You know, and if you feel they're looking to launch a business, say, by the way, I'm in the process of expanding a $1 billion company. I can't get into the details now, but if I can get your details, I could give you a call when I have some time. That is a great line that I use all the time. You know, another one is just, hey, John, by the way, who do you know is looking to launching a business? I'm starting something. I'm looking for some people who want to make some extra dollars. Oh, well, thank you. Can I get their number? Great line, right? 9 a.m. calls every day. Every single morning from the 5th of Jan, which is in 2 days, guys, the 9 a.m. calls go live. They just 10 minutes. You know, we're not going to go long. We're like we used to do 30 minutes. We'll go 10 to 15 minutes, and we're going to review Think and Grow Rich. I'm giving everyone an extra week to get through Think and Grow Rich. So we'll start Think and Grow Rich on, let me just look here. 5th is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The 9th of January, we'll start Think and Grow Rich Chapter 1. Make sure you've read that book if you want to get the most out of those calls. But on the 5th of Jan, we'll already start the 90-day run calls. You're welcome to jump on just for some quick morning motivation. We'll share something inspirational. Somebody will share something that worked for them. Anyone can talk. It doesn't matter if you're a Jay to pull, you haven't even got one sign up. If you got something that worked for you, share it on the 9 a.m. call. That's what it's for. It's to inspire people, to get people fired up for the day, right? Report to your accountability buddy. I want every one of you to decide who you're going to choose to be your accountability buddy for the next 30, 60, 90 days. Ask that person to hold you accountable. What does that mean? You need to tell them what your number is. You need to tell them how many calls you're making a day, how many is that a week, and how many people you're going to get signed up, followed up, all that stuff. And you need to schedule a call with them where you literally explain to them why you did hit your goal or why you didn't, what challenges you had. Knock ideas with each other, knock heads with each other. Get an accountability buddy. It's so much easier, guys, to make the workout in the morning when you know your friend's going to be there and you're going to let him down if you don't show up. So get an accountability buddy. Get somebody in your team, or even in GPG, you know, get somebody who in Holland, get somebody in South Africa. It doesn't matter. Work with somebody that you want to, that can hold you accountable. And I do my accountability calls every Sunday for 30 to 45 minutes with one of my, close friends, and they hold me accountable. So if they're in Jeunesse, even better. If they're not in Jeunesse, that's fine too, but it's better if they're in Jeunesse and they are doing the 90-day run. That's my advice. Post a picture of your daily activity on the Facebook or WhatsApp group, okay? And that's that tracker sheet that I shared already on the Team South Africa Facebook page, where it shows you dials, how many people did I successfully actually have conversations with, how many of those were invited to see a link, a webinar, or to a meeting, how many scheduled follow-ups, how many signups. Take a photo every day and post it in the group. Bam, 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 bam. People will say, wow, can't keep going. Keep each other motivated by showing people what you're doing. And if you have a bad day and you make no calls, share that, post that and say, I had a bad day. I didn't make any calls. Somebody's going to maybe give you a tip and say, well, maybe you had a bad day because you didn't prioritize. You planned to do your calls at 5 and then everything else got in the way and you ended up doing nothing. That's why you got to do your calls first thing in the morning. So there's a lot of positive that can come from, sharing what you're doing on a daily basis. So my daily routine, I said to you all, I would share it with you. I'm going to make a video for you on this, but this is it summarized. First hour of the day, body and mind, simple. No work, no anything, mind and body. I take care of my body. I go for a run. The first thing I do in the morning, every morning, is I wake up and I run 1 to 1.6 kilometers up to 5 kilometers every single morning. I alternate days. So one morning I run 5, one I run 1.6. That just gets my body moving. Energy in motion is how, that's what emotion is, energy in motion. You got to get moving. Then I have a meditation room. If you don't have one, find any space in your house where you can sit down in peace and literally review your why that makes you cry. Put on some music, visualize your future. Again, I spoke about this more on the first call, but your inner world creates your outer world. It's not the other way around. So your outer world your rank right now in Jeunesse, your current health, how much money is in the bank, is all determined by your inner world. It's not the other way around. So by working harder in the outer world, you're not going to actually change it as easily as if you actually work in the inner world first. You know, your financial bank account follows your emotional bank account. People think it's the other way around. They think, oh, if I make a lot of money, I'll be happy. And then when I don't have a lot of money, I'm sad. No, you have to focus on what you are grateful for, what is already abundant in your life, what you can feel wealthy. Everyone has wealth, right? Everyone has wealth. It's just a matter of perception. Wealth is nothing but the perception of abundance. It's one of my favorite quotes, right? So if you take somebody who's in a squatter camp here in South Africa, who has R1 in his pocket and he's never had an education, and you give him your little car and your little apartment and your income in Jeunesse, do you think he'll feel wealthy? Hell yes. He'll feel like the world is changed and it's the most amazing day of his life. So wealth is nothing but the perception of abundance. And we have a gratitude gym we've started on Team South Africa. So I encourage everyone, share 3 things a day on that group that you're grateful for. Tonight, after this call, go onto the group. You'll see the post. It's on the Facebook group. Type in the comment section 3 things you're grateful for. And already I can tell you right now, the top earners in my business are doing it. So if they're doing it, why don't you do it? Because that just shows you the top earners understand that the inner world creates the outer world. They understand that. So they are going in there and they're typing 3 things they're grateful for. Do you know in 30 days time, 60 days time, imagine 90 days time, if you wrote 3 things you're grateful for every single day, that's 90 things you're grateful for in a month. It's 180 things in 2 months, right? And a shitload in 3 months. So that will literally shift your vibration, your baseline, what I call your baseline vibration, to one of a higher vibration where you feel wealthy internally, and you will be amazed at what starts to happen on the outer world. People will call you to join your business. It's really that possible. It's amazing. So I have something called incantations. We might have heard of something called affirmations. Affirmations are BS. If you ask Tony Robbins, they don't work. You have to connect the heart and the mind, which means the incantation has to be, the affirmation has to be internalized. And a great thing to get is, if you want to all go buy one, I use one. It's called a rebounder. When you jump on a rebounder, it really gets the lymph moving through the body in the morning. And I say my incantations, you know, and I put on some music and I feel, and that's the most important thing. You've got to feel what it is that you say, you know, and I say, I am running, I am diamond. I am running, I am diamond. I am running, I am diamond. And I write this down in my diary. It's in my diary. And during the day, I'm not letting my mind wander and think about, what did John do to me yesterday? What's the weather like? You know, shit, what did my mom think about me when I did that? That's not going to help you to go diamond. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. Concentrated thought is going to produce a result in your outer world. I literally think that thought, I'm running, I am diamond, probably 1,000 times a day. So if I'm thinking that 1,000 times a day and you thinking it once a day, who do you think is going to have a stronger inner belief that they are going to be a diamond? You have to create your goals in you have to put your goals into incantations. So take your goals, if it's ruby, if it's diamond, whatever it is, if it's the car you want, if it's the house you want, the life you want, the relationship you want, and write it in the present tense, most important, as if you already have it, and write about it that you've already got it. So I am followed by whatever you want. I am followed by whatever you want. So I am ruby, you know, I am diamond. I am incredibly healthy, and whatever it is you want to say. I'm healthy, vibrant, and live. I love and take care of my being. You know, I have 100 incantations I could repeat to you right now. You know, all I need is within me now. I am brilliant. I am bright. I'm a radiant being of light. I'm an outstanding peak performer. I'm a dynamic life transformer. I learned that from Robin Banks. You know, so I've got many incantations which have literally become part of my identity. When you say these enough, they literally become part of your being on a cellular level. It's scientifically proven now that literally your thoughts affect your cellular structure, right? And I'm not going to do this webinar to get into too much detail there, but my point is it works. And if you're sitting on this call and you're saying, I don't believe that stuff, that's all mumbo jumbo. Well, let me ask you something. If what you've been doing your whole life, the last 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, I don't know, hasn't got you to where you want to be, right? Because you probably right now want to be someplace else on a higher level than you are right now. I hope you do, because we all want to grow. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on this call, right? If what you've been doing hasn't got you to where you want to be, why not try it? I ask you that. Why not try? Try it. Say the stuff every morning. Write down your incantations, I am statements. Write down your I am statements. That is who you want to be. My I am statement, personally, is I am an entrepreneur, avatar, international speaker, and business consultant, connecting people, making millions, and transforming the lives of billions throughout this universe. That's my I am statement. Yours has to resonate with you. It has to be something that you really feel is true and in line with your mission in this, in this life. So write down some affirmations, take your goals and put them into some short positive statements, and say those statements the whole day. All day. Don't let your mind wander and think thoughts that aren't productive, that aren't focused, that aren't going to help you to create the reality you want to create. Okay, daily routine. After I've done my holy hour, which is my exercise, my meditation, my visualization, my incantations, I do calls. And that's it. Why? Because calls are what my business is. Everything else comes second. Everything else. And I understand if you're a mom and you have kids, you got to take them to school. That stuff you have to get done. I understand. But what I'm talking about is put it as high at the top of your priority list as possible. Put it as high at the top of your priority list as possible. If you have work from 8 to 5, do your calls in the car on the way to work, or do them from 7 to 8 in the morning. Get home, and instead of watching TV or talking absolute rubbish about somebody else's life, sit down and do your calls from 7 to 8 at night. Make some sacrifices. Go to bed an hour later. Wake up an hour earlier. How bad do you want this? You've got to change. Jim Rohn said, for things to change, you have to change. For things to change, you have to change. I couldn't have thought of a better quote. It absolutely blew my mind. I woke up the other day and I thought, I don't need to actually focus on anything other than just becoming the best version of me I can, and everything else will change. For things to change, you have to change. You guys are all on this call tonight, and that shows me that you're investing in yourself. You are literally changing just by listening to information that's empowering you on a daily basis, reading books, getting on 9 a.m. calls. You guys are showing up, right? Fill your calendar. Buy a calendar, one of those 2017 calendars that you can stick on your wall. I'm looking at mine right now. I've already filled it from January to May. And the first thing you put on that calendar is, guess what? The places you want to go. I put in Prague and Budapest. I've won that trip in my mind. It's done. I haven't got the points yet, but I know I'm going to get them. I've written that down. I wrote down King's Day. I'm going to King's Day the day before Amsterdam, which is the most incredible outdoor festival of the year in Amsterdam. I've got Czech Republic sometime there in June and July for my birthday. And then I started putting down my business, and I designed my life around my schedule. All right. And now I put in home meetings every single weekend for the next 90 days is red, blocked out. I'm not going partying. I'm not going to a market with my friends. I'm not, going to eat lunch and whatever. I'm working. I'm running for 90 days. I'm doing home meetings every weekend. That's what I'm doing. Every single second Wednesday, we have events. Tonight is the webinar. Tomorrow is the opportunity webinar. The calendar is getting filled up. Fill up your calendar. The more color is on that thing, the more likely it is you're going to be successful, because success is in the show. How many times you show the plan is all that matters. How many people a day you speak to about Janess and send them a link to a webinar and schedule a follow-up call, or get to a home meeting, get to a live event. That's all that matters. Focus on income producing activity, right? And then connect with your buddy once per week at the same time. So don't say to them, let's just connect whenever. Set a time in stone on a weekly basis, or by however often you want to do it. The more often, the better. And say every week, this is non-negotiable. We are talking and we are running through what we found worked, what didn't work, how we feel we can help each other to get better, and we're gonna do this 30, 60, 90-day run properly. We're not gonna mess around. We're doing this, right? So how much CV do you need? I'm gonna go through this very quickly. Basically, I just wanted to show you the power of this promotion. If you get 10 people in your business at 100 CV on a basic pack, and all 10 of them you do a launch for, and they all go exec at 100 CV, that's 3,000 CV you've generated. If you get 10 in at an average of 300 CV, right? So some will buy an ambassador pack, some will buy Supreme, some will buy basic. Let's just say you average 300 per person, which is very realistic if you're signing up people on ambassador packs. Then you help those 10 do home meetings, also get their first 2 in at average 300. Guys, that's 9,000 CV. Imagine you did that with 20. That's up to 18,000 CV. Guys, CV equals cycles, which equals rank advancement, which equals your dreams, right? So figure out how much CV you need to get to the rank you want to get to. And you can actually literally mathematically figure out what percentage of your goal you hit every month. You know, the more you know the numbers, the better. So Prague and Budapest is coming up in 2017. The promo for us in South Africa is 3rd to the 9th of May, which is just after Amsterdam. So it's perfect. So for everyone on this call listening to, listening tonight in South Africa, we are going to Amsterdam, and then we're also going to Prague and Budapest, baby. It's going to be amazing. So I hope a lot of you are going to be on this trip with us. You have the perfect opportunity right now to qualify. Last year, they ended the promotion for the Mediterranean cruise at the end of January. You've got till the end of February. You've got a whole extra month to win this trip. I mean, that's absolutely like a gift from Janess, in my opinion. So you need to get 400 travel points to win this trip, right? And the details on how you can get those points are in your back office. But I can tell you now, for every basic pack, it's 5 points. For every, I think it's the next pack up is 10. The next one's 15, and the ambassador pack is 25 points, right? So you get those points every time you enroll people into your business. And travel points is how most of us on this call are going to be qualifying. So this is why I just shared this qualification. If you go Ruby, you can also win it. But if you're not planning on, hitting Ruby in the next sort of 2 months, which some of you can, I've seen it happen, get as many people in frontline as you can in the next 60 days, and you will be coming expenses paid to Prague and Budapest with us. And I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you on that incentive trip. This is not for everyone. I just wanted to let people know in South Africa, we've had a price increase from 12.5 to 13.5 to the dollar. There's updated price lists. So please go to your back office, members only, and then the section under downloads. And you can literally download the updated price list as well as the sign-up packages, right? There's also different sign-up packages. They don't have 2 basic packs anymore. There's only 1. So Amsterdam. So Amsterdam is the next corporate event, the biggest event coming up in the first quarter of the year. My advice to everyone on this call, I know we have people in Amsterdam. You guys are super lucky. I can't imagine if we had something like this in South Africa, how it would help our business. So you are so lucky. You need to just make sure that you are promoting the hell out of this event, and you are getting as many people as you can to this event. South Africans, this is where we are going. This is an incredible opportunity for you to see diamonds, to learn from some of the best in the world. I was just in Berlin University recently. It was absolutely awesome. You walk away from there with so much inspiration. There's nothing better than getting people in your team to an event like this. Destination events, a lot of diamonds say, are what created diamonds in their team. This is the place where people make decisions to go diamond. So if you can get just a few people in your team to come with you, to run with you now over the next 60 days, imagine you got 1 or 2 or 3 people with you to come to Amsterdam and they won Prague and Budapest as well. And they will become a diamond or a ruby in your business. Your life will change forever. Destination events are incredibly transformational. There's nothing like them. I'm so excited for Amsterdam. I know the day before this event is King's Day, which is also just a huge, huge, huge festival. So if you like to party, get there a day early. It's going to be an amazing event. We have GPG in Holland. A lot of people on this call are from Holland, and they're in our 90-day run group. So you guys need to start connecting with people in Europe, and we can start building a team there, and we can help them to build a team in South Africa. You know, these are two amazing markets, and the culture, the Dutch culture, the language is very similar to Afrikaans in many ways. The people I find in Amsterdam are so similar to you know, they're likable just like South Africans are. So I think it's going to be a phenomenal opportunity for you to start to build a business in Europe. If you are looking at expanding globally, this is a great opportunity. So Prague and Budapest for South Africa, I know it's the 3rd to the 9th of May. It ties in perfectly with the trip to Amsterdam. So if you want to come to Prague and Budapest and you win this trip, that flight is covering you to Amsterdam too. You could literally fly anywhere. You just have to get your ticket and show to customer service. They reimburse you for the flight if you win the flight. You can win the flight. But if you just get 400 points, you're only going to win Prague and Budapest itself. You'll have to cover the flight. But you can win up to $2,000 literally towards your flight. So it's quite amazing. You can win the hotel. You can even win the trip for another person. So if you have a spouse or you have a significant other that you want to bring with you, you can bring them with you. And as I said, the qualification period for this ends on the 28th of February. So yeah, and Travel Points is the best way to do it. I'm going to play a quick video before I end the training, okay? Cool stuff. So I hope you guys are gonna be running for that. That's just you know, what do you say, the cherry on the top, the reward for your hard work over the next 60 days to 90 days. Imagine you can win that trip. How awesome would that be? You know, how amazing would that be to be in Prague and Budapest with people that are, you know, sapphire elite, sapphires, rubies, emeralds, multi-million-dollar diamonds. You get to meet Paula Prashad in person. You get to chat with industry legends. You get to taste food you've never tasted, travel, do things you see places you've never seen. This is what's possible if you just apply yourself. And guys, I've given you the best strategies I know. All you got to do now is you've got to go run. You've got to commit. You've got to say to yourself, you know what? Everything else needs to come second for just the next 60 days. I need to commit to this. I need to make sure I hit my number every day, no matter what. No excuses. And this will become a reality for you. And speak to your upline to help you with the invitation if you need help. Get on the 9 a.m. calls every morning. The support system is there for you. You have everything you need in your hands. Everything is in your hands. All you need to do is make a decision. And that's the one word that this comes down to, in my opinion, decision. Make a decision to run. 100% make a decision to run. Post your why video. Why are you running? Tell us why you're running. If you haven't made it, put it on the group. I want people to really start, get emotional. Share why you're running. Connect with your why. Tell us what's working for you. If you have any ideas that you think can help anyone, share on the WhatsApp group. Share on the Team South Africa Facebook group. Let's do this together. Let's have the best 2017 of our lives together. Let's all meet up in Amsterdam. Let's all meet up in Prague. Let's have the most incredible year ever, guys. 2017 is the year that your life can change forever if you take action and you run. So thank you so much for being on this call. I'm going to end the recording and then I'm going to answer some questions for anyone that has any. Thank you, guys. Send this out. Send this to people in your team. Make sure they watch the first part first. Watch the second part. If they can watch these 2 videos, I'm pretty sure that you're going to have them in a good stead to build an incredible business this year. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, I stopped recording. I hope you enjoyed that training. My voice is almost gone. So, yeah, if anyone has any questions, type in the chat box. But I really think that we've covered the most essentials that we need to all do very well over the course of the next sort of 60, 90 days. Please make sure you are phoning and already starting to get some people on for tomorrow night at the live webinar at 8 p.m. And the 90-day run goes live from Monday. Oh, and don't forget, there is a prize for Team South Africa members. If you're in my team and you hit 60 people in 90 days, you're winning 20,000 Rand worth of prizes. So it's huge. If you're in our team, if you're in another team, I recommend creating an incentive for your team as well. It doesn't have to be that big. I made it way too big. But now that I've said it, I'm going to have to do it if someone hits it. Does anyone want to ask any questions? If you want to speak, just click raise your hand or type in the chat box, and I'll also unmute you, or just type in the chat box. It said Pumuduzo, can Oliver explain the CV and the cycle again? I missed that part. I didn't go into detail over there for a reason, because that's not what this course specifically is about. But if you're on GoMentum and you go through the GoMentum training, or if you go onto YouTube and you type, Jeunesse compensation plan, or Jeunesse, what's the income stream called? Cycle bonuses. There should be a video for you there. And what I've just done is actually trained you indirectly, because you've asked me to explain something and I've gone and I've pointed you to a tool. So there you go. Adrian, yes, there is a video. Well done, Adrian. You've learned very well. Anyone else have any questions? Are you guys pumped up? Are you guys excited? Is it just me? I can see Anita's going crazy. Okay, cool. For Holland, we have Cancun promotion, same like yours in Budapest, Prague. Okay, so they're going to Cancun, Mexico. Jeez, I don't know if I'd come back from there because of the parties I've heard of. So thank God I'm not going there. Anyone else? Oh, okay. Adrian says there are 2 basic packs. Okay, Adrian, thanks for letting us know. Let me just see here. No other questions, or there are 29th of May, guys, for Cancun. So if you have a distributor in Holland that you can get to win the promo, maybe they can take you and you can do Cancun as well. Let's just see anyone else. No other questions. Okay, guys, I'm going to upload this on YouTube right now. So it'll be up and I will share it on the Team South Africa Facebook page and in the 90-day run WhatsApp group within the next 15, 20 minutes. Send this out to all your distributors that watched part 1 and couldn't make part 2 tonight. And I'm so excited. I really just can't wait to see all of you guys hit Ruby, hit Sapphire, hit Emerald. Some of us might even hit Diamond this year. Who knows? So very, very excited. Tomorrow night, again, the call is at 8 p.m., the first webinar, and 9 a.m. on the 5th, the calls start, the 9 a.m. calls start. And guys, these are crucial, because if there's any updates to the 90-day run, if there's anything I'm going to add, they're going to be announced on these 9 a.m. calls. They might be announced on social media, but there's going to be so much activity on social media, you might miss it. So yes, Craig, I believe that's 7 a.m. UK. So you might have to wake up a little early there, bud. How bad you want to be successful. Let's just see any other questions. What time on Sunday for the weekly call? The calls are Monday through the 9 a.m. calls. We're going to do Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. But we're not going to do them on the weekends. Let me just see. There's a call for all Team South Africa members on the 9th of Jan with Paula Pritchard and Ian and Judy Murray. Please make a note. There's a launch event I forgot to mention on the 14th of Jan in South Africa. We've moved it from the 7th to the 14th. It's not on the 7th anymore. It's on the 14th of January, 10 a.m. The opportunity starts 10 for 10:30, and there's live training 11:30 to 2:30. So 3 hours of training. So that's a fantastic opportunity for you to get any new distributors you've sponsored between now and the 14th to get started on a front foot. Let me see Malcolm's call on Sundays. At the moment, no, but definitely every Monday we are doing a leadership call with Paula. But I would like to do a weekly 9 a.m. A weekly 90-day run call. So for everyone who's listening, I will let you know the day that we're going to do that. I'm just trying to decide a good time for everyone. We're looking at maybe a Thursday evening, and it'll be open to everyone. So anyone will be able to jump on that's doing the 90-day run, and we will literally make that more of an open call where we'll have a panel of 4 or 5 leaders, and each leader can have questions from their team that they've been struggling with, and we can knock heads. So we'll have some people from Holland, some people from South Africa, some people in GPG, anywhere else in the world. I would love the Sapphires to please message me on this call. Let me know what times work for you, but I'm thinking on Thursday. But again, we would have to just come up with a time. But that is something that we're going to do. We're going to do a weekly or maybe a bi-weekly 90-day run call to end off every week and to just really pump people up, because the 9 a.m. calls I know not everyone can make. And we will record that so people that can't watch it can always watch the recording. So yes, very good suggestion over there, guys. Very, very good suggestion. Doesn't look like I have any more questions. So guys, thanks for jumping on the call. You've been awesome. I will upload the recording now. I'll see some of you live on the 14th at the event in South Africa. Other than that, tomorrow night I'll be streaming a live webinar. Look out for updates on when I'm going to be doing the weekly 90-day run call, just to really help and get people to train. Let me know if you're a Sapphire on this call, what days work best for you, but I'm thinking Thursday. And again, it doesn't matter. Not everyone's going to be able to agree. We will record the call and we will send that out. So thanks, guys. And the venue for that is on Facebook, my friend, Team South Africa Facebook page. It's a Design Quarter Kitchen Bar on the 14th. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Have an awesome evening. If anyone wants to unmute their mic and add anything, let me know, or just type in the chat box, please unmute me, and I'll unmute you. Otherwise, have a fantastic evening.